everybody. Welcome to the Backroom Show. I'm Gary Williams.
And I'm Matthew Ferranda.
That's right. Matthew Ferranda, who once turned an unassisted triple play in his pants. Yeah.
He worked a long time on that one.
No, I didn't.
No. Actually, no. Clearly, he did not.
I put no time into that one.
I'm sorry, St. Bert,
Yes.
that you had to hear that.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, you know what? Seriously, though, you go to your crotch a lot. You really do. Your hands go down there a lot.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's like a magnet.
It is one. All right. Also, of course, we are the Backroom Show. Don't forget to listen to... Matt, why don't you go ahead and plug it? Tea drinking.
Oh, the other show we do,
Yeah.
Day Drinking Saved My Life, starring Matt Deterior.
Yes, that's his real name.
As a functional member of society.
Wow. And I don't want to give anything away, but I just want to tease. There's a possibility very soon, another show joining the Backroom family.
You just cursed it.
Ah, son of a shit. All right, so joining us today, again, we have the Backroom executive producer, the lovely, my lady love, Denise Maglinsky.
Hi there.
Oh. Hi. Oh, yeah. Now, today, we are going to be talking about one of my absolute favorite topics. Go ahead, Matt, with the joke.
Your balls.
My balls. No, dogs. We're talking dogs.
6 of one, half dozen the
Yeah,
other.
you know, it depends on, well, whatever. It's not that kind of show. Or is it? I don't know. We're talking dogs. And we want to introduce our guest. There's Louie, our dog, who's making a ruckus already. Denise and I have 2 dogs, and one of them, Louie, believe it or not, actually has been trained. We met this woman about almost 2 years ago. She's a lovely, lovely woman, a great trainer, a fun person. Please welcome to the back room. Linda Groff is in the back room, ladies and gentlemen. Linda Groff is in the back room. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Gary.
Welcome to the back room.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Now, oh, look at Louie just going nuts over there.
This is my girl.
Now, would you say we shouldn't tell people that you train Louie based on his behavior, or?
I just tell people, think how bad they could be if they hadn't had any training.
That's good. That's genius. That's a beautiful marketing right there. Hey, just think how bad your dog could be. So let's get into it. Linda,
Yes.
question for you.
Uh-oh.
Because that's what we do here. We talk on this show. Matt got a haircut and he looks ridiculous.
I do.
Lee Handsome.
I have a dog in my crotch right
Yes,
now.
you do. Well, we'll get to that.
My hands need to be there, Gary. Come on.
But you know, exactly. All right, start from the beginning. How did it all start for you? Did you,
How did it all
the love of
start?
dogs, did you have one as a kid? Did you have a favorite? How did it work?
I remember being somewhere around maybe 8, and I don't remember the details because that's going way, way back, but I think it was a neighbor had this little rat terrier. A terrier. That was
There
the
you
sign
go.
right there as a
See?
terrier. And I think they were trying to get rid of it. And for some reason, my mom said, we can take it. And now I don't know if it was supposed to be temporarily while they were on vacation or if we were actually getting it. I just remember it was there for a very short period of time. But that was it. It was like I missed having that dog when it was gone. Like I said, I was only 8 or 9, maybe. I do remember always having lots of animals, though, of every kind.
Really?
Every kind, yes. In fact, to the point of one Saturday, my mom used to work at a shoe store. So she was at work. My dad, he drove truck for many various companies, like delivering milk, bread, whatever. And I took it upon myself to entertain the kids of the neighborhood and pulled all my animals out onto the front porch.
Watch me sell this dog in half. No, it wasn't not a magic show.
Grabbed a bunch of sheets, which my mom said, those were just cleaned,
Right.
and hung them off the porch and said, 5 cents for the zoo. So you have an idea how far back that was.
Yeah. Wow. You and Lucy, her psychiatry stand. Wow.
Yes,
And,
I had hamsters, guinea pigs. My dad's snakes came out. I think I had a crocodile at that time,
Wow.
probably a
Then a
rabbit.
few less guinea pigs.
Right? Yeah. Who's? Yeah. Whoever said more? The beginning of the show, the snake was like, good. Pat his belly.
I never heard a snake burp before.
Yeah,
That's
right?
kind of neat.
I smell guinea pig. So when did it sort of occur to you? holy crap, I love dogs and like them so much? Or was it the opposite? Was it like, I see a lot of problems going on and I think that I could help people?
No, I actually, way back in the late 70s, there was a pet store in the Berkshire Mall, which there's one there now, but this was it was a different chain, the now defunct Dr. Pet Center. And I worked there.
Hold on, Dr. Pet Center?
Dr. Pet Center, yes.
Hi, ladies. I'm a doctor. Oh, my God, a doctor with pets. That guy was rolling in chicks, dude. Yeah, all right.
But so I felt sorry for this one poor yellow lab puppy. There we go. He was not being sold and they kept reducing the price. And finally, one afternoon, my mom came in and I said, you got to see this puppy.
Right.
And I got him out of the cage. I said, and now he's only, and I think he was down to $150.
Right.
I got to take him home. And she said, okay.
I have no choice.
Right.
I don't even want to. I don't like this dog, but I have no choice.
This dog's an asshole,
He's
but
a jerk, this guy. But there's something about him. Looking at you, Louie, by the way. Where are you at, buddy?
he's sleeping.
He's over here by his trainer.
Yeah, see, there you go.
He remembers.
Yeah. So then that dog just had to go with you?
He went home with me, yes. And
What was his name?
His name was Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Which is now my husband's name.
Wait,
Did, right,
hold on.
hold
Did
on.
the dog turn into your husband?
Or did you make your husband change his name?
Right. But honey, I'm Carl. It's Mike now. All right, jeez. So then, but how did you get into sort of formal
Training?
like training as far as taking on clients and other people's dogs? And
Oh,
things like
well, that didn't start until I was dabbling with like helping out friends. People, they liked what they saw when I took my dogs out. And they say, oh, I have a problem with my dog. Do you think you can help me?
Real quick, it started then. You were showing, and just by default, you decided to learn how to make the dog behave better right, in front of people.
Yes.
Right, okay.
And that dog led to a actual nice show quality lab.
Right.
And that breeder I'm actually still
And
friends
who's it
with.
with my Fred?
Yeah.
What's his name?
So the next one was named
Reginald Vell Johnson.
Seamus.
Seamus. Oh,
Seamus.
Nice Irish dog. Sure.
Which means one who replaces another. And so he had to replace Mike, who, because my parents were getting divorced, I had to give up. Because at that time I was still living at home. I was only like a teenager.
Right.
So,
Aw.
yeah. So Seamus.
Love you, Mike.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's fine.
He went to a nice home, and actually the guy who adopted him said, "You're welcome to come back and see him anytime." And like a couple months after we had let him go to this guy whose name I still remember, Robert Kearns. If you're out there, I hope you took good care of him. He was like in love. I mean, I showed up. And like Mike came to the door and immediately went right back and laid at the feet of Robert. And it's like he looked over at me and wagged his tail like, "Thank you for finding me a nice home."
Right.
But
I remember what you did. That's right.
yeah. So and then I kind of got involved in the dog training club of Berks County, and that kind of then took off to where I was really into more formal training.
Go ahead, Denise. I know you're dying to ask some questions.
Yeah. So, what would you tell people is the worst thing they can do, or what are the biggest mistakes that we as dog owners make?
What is the biggest? They don't train their dogs. That's the biggest mistake they can make. Is they don't train their dogs. Just make them learn simple stuff. Sit down, come, walk nice on a leash. Those, if they could at least just concentrate
How to
on
write.
those. How to write. Yes, make movies, do podcasts.
Right, exactly. we used, when we trained Louie, you stressed something that we still talk about, that stay and come. Other ones will save your dog's life potentially.
Yes.
There's a hierarchy of what's important.
Yes.
Give me paw, play dead. That's all cute and all. But there are ones that are so more important because they may save your dog's life.
Yes.
And we still talk about that because, Louie's kind of spazzy, but he's very good at calm. He will.
Yeah. It depends on where we are. If he's super distracting, there's all kinds of exciting stuff going on. He's less good at calm.
Oh, what dog is it, though?
Yeah, and that's hard. I mean, I do know some people that, and I never know if it's because the dog is that attached to them, but they say, I've never witnessed it, they say they can call their dog off of chasing a deer or a rabbit. That I would have to see with my own eyes, but
What, on their phone? Hey, what's up? It's Tucker. What's going on? Can you come back? But all right, man. All right. Yeah, I don't know. And now you promote and advocate what you call, I think you call it a positive method dog training.
Right, positive reinforcement.
Yes. So you advocate for this positive method dog training. Mm-hmm. What were you observing? What was going on? Do you thought, well, I don't like this? Because we talked about that a little bit when you were training Louie about you didn't like what was sort of the norm.
What the norm was. And back in the 80s, yes. I actually... Everyone trained it that way because we were still not exposed to clicker training.
And what is that exactly? Let's talk about what they were doing wrong. What were some
they
of the things?
weren't doing. I won't say they were doing it wrong.
Well, right. The things
they were taking a lot of stuff off of police training. The use of this alpha position over packs of dogs, and we now understand that
pushing it down kind of
yes,
thing.
It was a lot of forceful. So you'll see people that do now positive reinforcement also call it force-free training. They're basically saying we're not forcing your dog to do anything. We are trying to communicate to it what we would like it to do. There was a very supposedly well-known trainer at that time, William Kohler, who had a book out, and that's what everyone sort of went by. And some of his methods were really not so kind. Like if your dog was digging a hole in the backyard, he advocated that you fill that hole up with water and put the dog's head into it.
All right.
That's in his book, yes. So just things like that.
I'd like to smack him on the nose with his book.
Right?
I don't like that.
And put him in the corner for an hour.
Yeah.
A timeout.
And put what are those?
Prong collar or
things.
electric collar, yes.
Well, what are other things like that you see? There you go.
Well, and so there's another term in dog training world that you'll often hear, and I tell people when I now give my background info to people, I am what is called a crossover trainer. So I did used to actually train with prong collars, never put my dog's head in a puddle filled with water. But and the dominant down was a big thing in the late 80s. My last show lab, he was a real piece of work. He was one where I was on the brink of thinking about giving him back to the breeder.
Wow.
But I don't generally do that with my dogs. I hold on to them and we work through our problems. But the trainer that we were seeing at the time was you were supposed to push your dog down and hold him down because you thought that's what you wanted him to do at that time. And if he resisted and growled, you growled back at him and pushed him down harder. And so
That's how I got Denise to go out with me.
Yeah.
Just held her down until she growled back.
No, she held me down.
Yeah.
Oh, no, she held me down to get away from me. And I go, she's fine. That's a different show.
Enough.
Yeah. And I think that's why so many people have an issue with certain celebrity dog trainers on TV.
Right.
We won't mention
We're looking at
names.
you, Cece?
Something like that, yeah.
What's his name?
I don't know.
I
I know who you mean.
I don't really
the
know the
dog
show.
whisperer.
Yeah, the dog whisperer.
Hey.
I still see that people out there.
You want to see a dead body?
Let's get on our bikes and go.
Yeah.
Yeah, going.
Yeah,
And I say,
yeah.
how's that working for you? Because the dog's still doing what they're trying to stop.
My question is, what, in your opinion, makes dogs trainable? Like beyond just they're smart animals, because I know some pretty dumb dogs that are trained very well. And
Well, that's true. Yeah. Is there certain ones you go, oh, like are there like D student dogs? That's a good question, man.
I'm just curious. I don't know. What is it about dogs that makes them not susceptible, but that they're capable of being trained like that?
The breeding. Mm-hmm. So we selected certain dogs and honed on or concentrated on those traits, like the border collies. They wanted dogs that would herd sheep. So they found dogs that were really, really good at going along to push sheep into a pen but not bite at them. And they would selectively breed those to another dog who was just as good. And then labs. We wanted to try and find, the hunters wanted a dog that would go out after ducks without being, too well trained. They wanted to do it on instinct. So you looked for a dog that when he saw a flock of geese flying overhead went, oh, what's that? Oh, so he's got what we call birdiness. So that's how the breeds were.
But are there some breeds like you go, oh,
Some people
This
think
guy.
that. Okay, so I have a bull terrier.
Right.
He's my second one.
A bull-headed terrier?
No, bull terrier.
Yes.
And people say, "Oh, you can't do anything with them. They're stubborn." Well, they just have a different agenda.
See, that's different because I'm of an age where Spuds MacKenzie was all over the TV.
Yes.
So I know they're cool and like to party.
Right.
So I would never have thought that. Well, the target dog, right? It's a bull
Right,
terrier,
yeah,
right?
that's a bull terrier.
It's a
Yeah.
bull terrier, yeah.
Yep.
But so you don't necessarily go, oh, this lots of obstacles. There's no way it's going to learn, or like. I mean, I guess some are somewhat smarter or better to train, but no dog's hopeless, right?
Right.
Just because of.
Like I said, so some certain dogs have different drives. So if you were to take a Cavalier Charles Spaniel, which I try to tell people is a great first dog.
Right.
Labs, not so much.
Right.
As much as you and I love, and Denise, we love labs, they really are not the best first dog for people that have never had dogs because a lot of them nowadays are so high energy. So King Charles Cavalier Spaniels, they're great little lap dogs. Would not want to use them to go out hunting
Right.
for birds. They do some hunting. They flush because they are in the spaniel,
Right.
but not also much of a protection dog. You're not going to see them in Schutzhund.
Right. Well, but boy, can they cuddle, right?
Yes, they can, and they're good at that.
But these traits that you talk about that are sort of innate, the herding dogs and whatnot. Now, Newfoundlanders, for example, like to swim.
Yes, and save people.
Is that an inborn trait?
Yes.
Really? So I find that fascinating that an animal would just be like, I like swimming, without having known anything about it.
And what a positive attitude!
Right.
I like swimming.
I like swimming. That's fun. Come on, everybody. Let's
go.
Have you ever met a dog that really wasn't kind of like that, though?
Of course not.
You know, hey, this is great. I love everybody. Let's do this. Yay.
It's like, we're sitting outside. Yeah, but we're sitting so together. Yeah.
Oh,
So
man.
great. This is so great. That's a really good point, actually, because it's always positive. And always whatever, even if it's like, yay, I just crapped on the carpet. And we're like, kind of wish you hadn't done that. But yeah, but did you see the pyramid I left there? Well, yeah, I will say the shape is good. So anyway, Denise and I, go ahead. You would have mentioned the designer dog thing, right? The mixed thing.
Designer dogs. Yeah, these used to be mixed breeds. They used to be mutts. Now they're designer dogs.
Yeah.
We're
Whatever poos, whatever
intentionally
doodles,
breeding
right?
them. You used to just find them and end up with a golden doodle. Now we're intentionally breeding them. It's nuts, right?
It is nuts.
I suppose
and
you
people-
could be making traits that people find desirable, but
Well, the biggest thing we talk about is how people try to market them. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, it's the Aussie Doodle and whatever. It's like, I mean, that's great. I mean, I love your dog. I don't care.
Why do you hate dogs, Gary?
I know. Says the guy wearing a cat shirt, and I'm not kidding. He's
It's
actually
little Bub, for
wearing-
Christ's sake.
Yeah, little Bub.
She is.
And we love
She
that.
transcends
But-
animals.
Yes, but it's the marketing of them.
Yes.
Like, oh, you took a golden retriever and a poodle, and well, get my checkbook out. How old am I? A checkbook, by the way. Whatever. But yeah, it's like that's just we called that a mutt or a mixed breed.
exactly.
Not that many years ago.
Right? Yeah.
What do you think of that? It's silly, right?
Yeah, and unfortunately, the gentleman who kind of started all this has now come out and said he's so sorry that
Really?
he started all this. He wanted to create a service dog for people who didn't want the hair from a Labrador and they weren't really enamored with the poodle. So he thought by breeding golden retrievers and or Labradors to poodles that he could get the qualities of the service dogs. So you see so many Labradors and golden retrievers as CNI dogs, canine companions for people with need assistance. And he would breed them to poodles, and he would create a dog that had the capability and the people bonding, which poodles aren't always known for, of the retrievers. And we would get the hypoallergenic qualities of the poodle. He actually did I think some research on how he was going to breed them. So now you'll hear people say, well, I have a third generation and they have P numbers, which means they've had Golden Doodle 1 bred to Golden Doodle number 2.
Okay, I was thinking of something else.
And
Thank you for clearing that up, Linda. Wow.
and they think that this is a more pure type of a golden doodle than people who just take a poodle and just take a golden retriever and breed them together.
Wow.
Yes.
That really is getting picky, right?
Yes. Well, it gets even more so when you hear people say, I have a golden doodle who is a P3 generation that I imported from Australia.
Oh.
And like Denise said, and yet 20 years ago, you could have probably had as many golden doodles as you wanted if you would have gone to the animal rescue league.
Hey,
Right.
hey, Labrador, go bang that poodle. See what happens. Hey, look.
Go make some remains. Come on.
Come on. Go
on.
love her. Go do the spaghetti thing.
Yeah,
you know.
they call it Belinote. Just get out there and eat the stupid pasta. Shut up. Go make some beautiful babies. Let's go.
Exactly. And I'll sell them for way too much money.
Way too much. I'm gonna
Mate.
some idiot. I'm gonna put a thing about taking a pee on this.
See, I'm a
and,
P3.
and I get to pay more money.
Hey,
for
how many P's you got? I don't know, like 9. I don't know.
With the high number, this is 12 P's for you.
I take many P's a day, by the way, but that's a whole different show.
No one's paying more money to watch.
None, not a one.
Yeah, nope.
Not an extra dollar from that. I want to ask you this because every dog I've ever gotten, I'm so sure within the first 2 weeks, this is it, baby. I found the next agility star. I found the next, what is it terriers do? The go to ground thing? The frisbee dog. I'm like, this is going to be I know it for a fact. And then I go, it's mostly about me. They go, what? I got to go outdoors and go do
mostly.
stuff?
Yeah, I think
now,
it's
do you think people
totally-
do that a lot? Do you think people put way too many unrealistic expectations on their dogs?
Oh, yeah.
A lot, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, what's a common one you see?
Oh, well,
Long division.
There you go. Right. This dog can't spell. He'll never win the spelling bee.
yeah. I mean, I know that a lot of the border collies that are now doing agility are because a lot of the people who saw their friends who had border collies winning, those people thought, that's all I need to do. I need to get a border collie,
Right.
and then I will win in agility.
Just
then-
put them in front of the stuff.
Yeah,
and
that's
go,
right.
now
They know how to do
just
it.
know
Yeah.
what to do.
They just know how to do
Wait,
it.
hold on. They don't? Really?
No, you got to actually train them. Yeah, what?
That's crazy.
Can you believe that?
I know,
Got to
right?
train a dog to do stuff.
Now, I have a more personal question. This involves Matt and involves Louie.
Okay.
I know
Now,
where
Matt-
this is going.
Yeah, Matt comes over at least once a week or whatever,
Yeah.
right? We record and we do stuff. Other people come over, but just Matt. For some reason, Louie loves to nudge Matt directly in his junk,
It's true.
in his penis and balls.
Perfect tap every
Only
time.
him.
Only him.
He has a sense. Maybe Matt's dressing to the left that day.
I know, yeah.
Maybe you're feeling a little cold. Whatever. He knows where to find. But this way, what's the Star Wars thing where Luke shoots into the
Oh yeah,
into the mine?
the trench run there.
Yeah, he knows exactly
Yeah.
that spot where to shoot the laser.
Exactly. He turns off his viewfinder
Doesn't need
and
it.
just lets the
Doesn't
force
need
do
it.
its job.
My theory is he's got a squeak that only dogs can hear. Like it's that
Coming out of my penis?
Like, yeah, you've got a squeak. He thinks it's a
Interesting.
toy. Yeah.
Like actually, I do whistle from my penis.
So yeah.
It's
So-
inaudible to humans. But
So when you're in the
Dogs can hear
shower,
it. Dogs can hear it.
yeah. So if you're in the shower and you're right here, come on, Matt, we don't have time for this.
our water bill is ridiculous.
Killing me here. So you're saying that Matt's crotch might be akin to a dog toy?
Yes.
I had never considered that.
It's just a theory.
I also have never considered this, but it all makes sense now.
Yeah, you know what? It's all starting to come together.
Balls? Balls?
That's the dirtiest thing we just said all along. So, anything we can do about that, or just
Who said I wanted anything done?
Whoa, whoa, let's slow your roll here, buddy. Let's slow it down here a little
Maybe
bit.
he should consider being neutered?
Matt, your thoughts?
Your lips to God's ears. I don't need another one.
Oh, another kid. Are you entirely sure that is your kid, though?
Not at all.
Ouch.
But anyway, my balls. But,
Yeah.
So let's.
what
get
can we
back
do
to my
about
balls
Louis
real quick.
nudging Matt in his man area? Any thoughts?
No, I have no thoughts on that.
So you gonna stop putting bacon in your pans?
Yeah. It's
Maybe it's what he's eating.
Bacon wrap sausage. You know,
Oh, that's true.
What are you eating before you come over to see Louie?
dog treats.
The crumbs are dropping down there?
Bacon grease.
Bacon
Oh,
grease and dog
yeah.
treats, like you do.
Sure. I don't know, Alpo.
Yeah.
No big deal. So
Actually, Linda did teach us to put our hand out, and he would nose our hands instead of
Interesting.
your junk. So maybe
'Cause-
what you should do is have a
So
free
if
hand.
you can
remember
put
the
your hand
touch
over my
thing.
junk,
Touch,
that should
right?
help. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, like I said earlier, see, it all comes back to that. Your hands are always on your crotch.
Well, I'm telling you, like, because when I come in this house, my hands go right over my junk.
Immediately.
Because it's coming. The boop is coming at some point.
Yes.
And while I appreciate
Oh, what a cute way to say it.
Yeah, exactly.
The boop.
The boop.
Oh, I got booped.
Yeah, a little boop.
You know.
Now I can't have children no more. That's great.
Yay!
Thank you, Louie. Yay!
Or
My
maybe you
dreams
should
are
turn
clouded.
around and let him boop your butt.
There you go,
Maybe
right?
a little butt boop.
know.
Never hurt
That's
anybody.
right.
You know.
Well, Louis also can't have kids because.
Well, then me and him should hook up. I'm just saying.
Okay, that's weird. And sexy.
Yeah.
What?
Is it though?
Oh, well, all right. On that note, we're taking a turn for the weird.
Yeah.
Linda, anything you want to push? You want to where people?
How can they
hold
get in
you?
contact with you? Yeah.
for
How can they
training.
get in contact with me? Actually, I have an email that is associated with where I am now training at, which is Awesome Dawgs.
Yes.
So if
Shout
you,
out to Mary Jo and Steve, right?
Yes.
There you go.
If you email Linda at awesomedawgs.com, I have personal email now through them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to push that I have a rally class and an agility class starting up in September.
Okay.
So those are kind of new to the Awesome Dawgs training curriculum.
And it's what? It's awesomedogs.llc.com or what's their?
Yeah, they're Awesome Dawgs LLC.
We'll have a link to that in the show notes.
There you go.
Yep.
Awesome.
Pricetown
Dogs,
Road.
huh?
Yep.
Huh?
Right across from Riverview Nursery.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Yeah. There you go. And I think Denise would agree with me that 2 enthusiastic thumbs up on Linda
Thank you.
training.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes. And at the end of the class, she buys everybody ice cream. I may have made that part up.
Like,
made
only
that
one
part
way to
up.
find out.
There you go.
That's right. Take a
Right,
class.
right.
There you go. All right, so, Linda, thank you so much.
Oh, thanks for asking
You
me
are
to come over.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You are definitely going to be coming back. Anyway, again, we want to thank Linda Groff for coming in to talk dogs with us. Guess that's it. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time
In the back room.
in the back room.